dropping a multi-million-dollar project to go find his long-lost sister, the guy was furious when he found her farming in a rundown old yard. He waited for 2 hours just to find her digging in the dirt. He called her a country bumpkin, reminded her of her place, and told her not to embarrass the family. But when he made fun of her for being raised by a nightclub worker, she slapped him right across the face. His guys rushed in, but she took them all down in seconds before kicking her brother out of her yard. What he didn't know was that this was the same sister his grandma had ordered him to bring home. Back with her adoptive mom, the woman was told it was time to go back to the Sang family because things in Jiangchen were about to get crazy. She swapped her simple clothes for a black leather outfit and looked like a completely different person. She rode a top-of-the-line motorcycle worth $5 million to the huge Sang estate, pulling up at the exact same time as her brother in his fancy car. Inside the mansion, he immediately told the maid to throw out the priceless Persian rug she'd stepped on with her muddy feet. Just then, her birth mother and the family's fake daughter came down the grand staircase. When she saw the woman who had abandoned her, she remembered the truth. As a kid, her IQ tested at only 78. Her mother, a famous professor of human intelligence, was horrified that she'd had a child she thought was mentally disabled and cruelly left her in the woods. Now her mother coldly told her to get rid of her bad habits. The fake daughter Sang Li smugly offered a diamond necklace as a fake apology gift, thinking the country girl had never seen anything so valuable. Sang Ning sneered, calling the street stall junk cheap, and warned her brother to fix his attitude when welcoming someone. When he got aggressive, she kicked him clear across the living room, shocking everyone. She announced that she had a bad temper, didn't care about family ties, and that anyone who messed with her would get hurt. This girl showed how ruthless she was by kicking her own brother so hard that he spit out blood. Before he could even get back up, she warned him to think about whether he was qualified to discipline her. Inside, her birth mother, the woman who had abandoned her as a child, called her a bastard and tried to slap her. But the woman easily caught her hand, reminding her that the 6-year-old Sang Ning was long dead, basically killed by her own mother. The family's fake daughter, Sang Li, tried to play the peacemaker, offering a diamond necklace she claimed was designed by the famous Yulan. To prove it was a lie, Sang Ning started a video call with the real Yulan, who got furious. Yulan called the necklace a piece of trash and demanded 5 million yuan for the insult. Yulan then revealed that every single thing Sang Ning was wearing, from her coat to her boots, was a custom piece she designed herself. The entire family was shocked into silence. Just then, the head of the family arrived, thrilled to finally have her real granddaughter home. While the mother and the fake sister were left fuming, Sang Ning's third brother warmly greeted her. He gave her a gift, a necklace he had bought with his own saved-up money, which she took with a smile. Then, he pulled out a photo showing the fake sister buying her so-called designer necklace at a street stall for 15 yuan. The older brother, still in shock, couldn't understand how this so-called country bumpkin had such powerful friends. Meanwhile, the fake sister and the mother could only watch in humiliation as the grandmother hugged the family's real heiress. Suddenly, the birth mother slapped the fake daughter, furious that the lawyer's letter got there so fast. She ordered her real daughter Sang Ning to apologize to the designer Yulan, but Sang Ning coolly smashed her third brother's gift on the table. Sang Ning then said that her mother was the one who was confused. She pushed her mother back onto the sofa and told her that this is what being wild looks like. The grandmother calmly told her daughter that since Sang Li couldn't pay the 5 million, then she would have to. When the mother argued, the grandmother shut her up, saying that anyone who can't be taught a lesson will learn one in the Jiangchen prison. At the engagement party, the family's fake daughter and her mother showed up smugly, thinking Sang Ning had been left behind. But then Sang Ning roared up on her $5 million motorcycle. The fake daughter's fiancé was stunned and asked if the bike belonged to her. She casually tossed in the keys and said it was a gift. He was blown away and realized a $5 million bike was more than he could have ever dreamed of. At the same time, his fiancé and her mother realized their plans were falling apart. At dinner, the grandmother announced that the engagement between the Sang and Fu families was always meant for her real granddaughter, Sang Ning. The fake daughter was shocked, but the grandmother was firm, saying that nobody can take what belongs to Sang Ning. Sang Ning just agreed to get engaged the next day and then got up to leave. With a sharp crack, the woman slapped her sister across the face, sending her flying to the floor of the grand ballroom. His grandmother had personally arranged the marriage and declared that only Sang Li was good enough for the Fu family, but Fu Shuyuan was nowhere to be found. As the grandmother tried to continue without him, the door suddenly burst open. Fu Shuyuan stormed in, ignored his supposed fiancé, and marched right over to Sang Ning, his ex-girlfriend. He furiously demanded to know why she had heartlessly broken up with him, moved away, and blocked his number. Before the shocked crowd could figure out what was happening, he dropped to his knees in front of her. He confessed that his whole world fell apart after she left and insisted that since she had slept with him, she had to take responsibility. Furious, Sang Ning accused him of cheating first. Her sister Sang Li, still on the floor, started to cry, begging Sang Ning not to ruin the family's honor. Her mother then slapped her own son, furious that he hadn't protected Sang Li. The family turned on Sang Ning, with her brother sneering that she was just a country girl who used to dig for vegetables, her fingernails still full of dirt. Her sister called her a low IQ dog who deserved to rot in the countryside. Just as the grandmother ordered Fu Zhaoyan to stand by his real fiancé, Songli reached for his arm. Fu Zhaoyan violently threw her hand off, sending her stumbling to the ground as he called her an ugly thing that dared to touch him. He then walked across the stage, pulled a stunned Sang Ning into his arms, and announced to everyone that she was his one and only fiancée. He viciously slammed his fist into the guy's face, sending him crumbling to the floor with blood dripping from his mouth. Fu Zhaoyan had just watched Sang Ning's brother threaten to throw her out of the family, and he snapped. As the family rushed to the brother's side, Fu Zhaoyan's grandmother announced that her grandson has a temper and never pays attention to anyone. Yet he was completely devoted to Sang Ning. She then confronted the other grandmother, revealing she knew the truth. The family had abandoned their real daughter, Sang Ning, for Sang Li, who wasn't even related to them. Sang Ning's mother admitted she favored Sang Li because she was a genius with an IQ of 150. Later, during a tense family dinner, Sang Ning's father announced that their company was in trouble because all their proposals for a $10 billion project had been rejected by the powerful SN Group. Her mother immediately turned on Sang Ning, calling her a jinx and a disgrace who embarrassed them in front of the richest families. She sneered, telling Sang Ning to stop daydreaming and mocking her by asking if she thought she was the chairman of SN Group. Sang Ning calmly looked her in the eyes and said that she was, in fact, the chairman of SN. She offered to give the entire project to the Sang family, but only if they begged. Her family burst out laughing, refusing to believe her. Just then, her friend, the famous designer Yulan Master, arrived and was mobbed by fans. Sang Ning's friend revealed the secret to her family, confirming that Sang Ning was indeed the chairman of SN Group. She also explained that the new dress she had designed for her was to celebrate her return to the Sang family. Just a moment ago, her brother had been screaming at her, asking if she was crazy for being in the chairman's private seat and promising to make her regret it. He couldn't believe his eyes when he and his sister Sang Li, after being forced to stand and wait for 2 miserable hours, were finally let into the office of the mysterious chairman of SN Group, only to find Sang Ning sitting in the big chair. Sang Li immediately accused her of following them, but her brother just told her to get out. When Sang Ning calmly called him trash, he lunged for her, but was stopped by Fu Zhaoyan, who had just walked in. Fu Zhaoyan was furious, standing over the groaning man and saying he hoped his bones were as tough as his mouth. The family's desperation had started the night before, at a tense family dinner. Her mother had openly questioned if she was sane for claiming to be the chairman of SN Group. Her sister had sneered that even their father had been rejected by the company. The family's entire future depended on a $10 billion project with SN, and all their ideas had been turned down. It was then that the grandmother revealed the family's shocking secret. Sang Li was not their biological daughter, and Sang Ning was the one who was originally supposed to marry into the Fu family. Her mother admitted she had favored Sang Li for her genius-level IQ while abandoning her own daughter. After the fight at the office, Sang Ning left her family in ruins and went to the Fu mansion with her friend, the world-famous designer Yulan Master. Yulan Master said that the family would never have guessed that the girl they treated like dirt was the powerful chairman they were so desperate to impress. The man ripped the contract in half, telling his grandmother that even if he had to die, he would be buried with this woman. Just a moment ago, he had introduced her as his girlfriend, but the grandmother was furious, calling her a superwoman and not a good partner. This was Sang Ning, the true founder of the entire company, a fact the grandmother only found out when she snatched the papers from her grandson's hands. But as the man tore up the proof of ownership to show his love, his grandmother suddenly collapsed. Sang Ning rushed to her side, her face grim as she realized the old woman had been poisoned. Without hesitating, she pulled out a set of silver needles, expertly blocking the grandmother's meridians to stop the poison from spreading. She figured out the substance wasn't perfume on the grandmother's arm, but a rare poison known as Zui Shan San. His grandmother was in serious danger, and Sang Ning revealed that she was the legendary doctor Kanglan Shenyi, but even she couldn't do anything without the antidote. The poison was made by a woman named Zan Yi, and only a special herb she grew could cure it. But when the man rushed to Zan Yi's home, he found it completely empty. She and all her herbs were gone. This was no accident. As Sang Ning left the Fu house, her own family was already plotting against her. Her brother and his fiancée waited impatiently in an office, furious that the chairman of a major project hadn't shown up. They were stunned when an assistant told them that their own Sang family had kicked the chairman out, which made no sense. This was all part of a bigger plan. Back at the Sang family mansion, Sang Ning made her dramatic return. Her family, including a woman in black, immediately confronted her. When another man tried to defend Sang Ning, the woman in black viciously slapped him, only for Sang Ning to instantly slap her back even harder. She then threw a project contract on the table, revealing that she now controlled the $10 billion SN project, making her the true power in the family. While her relatives looked on in disbelief, another young man stepped forward to protect her, announcing that anyone who wanted to hurt Sang Ning would have to go through him first. The family was in chaos, their plan to take power shattered by the return of the one person they had tried to destroy.